And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and always providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, estate plans, tax plans, home services around real estate, so much more. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Our number one goals are to educate, entertain, enlighten, but most importantly, we want to engage with you so we can help you win.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you're going to need it. 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-670-7372. Call or text that line with any comments, questions. We'd love to hear from you. Every week, we're getting more and more listeners, viewers of our TV show now involved, and we really like that. We're helping you with a lot of different decisions related to credit, finance. We got all types of attorneys associated with the show. So if anything's happening out there, we want to know about it, and we want to help you win. Also, bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. A plethora of information available for you on our website at consumerqb.com. You can see links to all of our expert contributors there, their contact information. You can also watch our live stream version or even previous shows at consumerqb.com. And it's Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks here in studio with me today. Back in studio, Chuck Peterson, Suncoast Roofing. Welcome back, sir.
Glad to be back.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you throwing us in the intelligent group.
That's right.
Pretty nice of you to roll us up that far.
You're in it.
You know
You're
what
in
I'm
it, my
saying?
man. Helping people out, consumer advocate.
Yes.
And roofing across the state of Florida.
Absolutely.
And, contracting is one of those businesses that people, they don't know what they don't know.
Correct. And they need to know a lot more than they do before they start writing checks and handing out cash.
That's right.
Absolutely. So we're here to help them.
Awesome. Good stuff. All right. Chuck Peterson coming up. Also, Connor Keller in the house, insectiq.com, as well as all Florida honeybee removal. And very similar, you're running around the state of Florida, too.
I am. I don't think we've seen each other for about a month now.
Yeah.
I've just been dripping with honey all over the state.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah,
Sticky
man.
situation, but somebody has to do it.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. So, I love the fact that you guys have that the environment in mind with everything you do, whether it's from the chemical or the treatment side, to the honeybees, taking the honeybees and replacing, or what? Not replacing, but what's the word I'm looking for?
Relocating.
Relocating.
Yes. Yeah, we opened up a rescue in Odessa that I would invite everybody to come out to and check out. And we can talk more about that during my segment, but it's pretty cool.
I like that place. That's right on Lake Tarpon Drive there.
Yeah, Tarpon Springs Road.
And it's the nice little farmer's market. I love those farmer's markets.
Keystone's Farmer's Market. They're growing all their own vegetables there now. It's a really neat place.
Yeah, it's really cool. I know the owners there. Pretty cool. All right, so here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, we're going to help you win and also let you know about real estate properties right when they hit the market. Here's a pocket listing just hit the market on Indian Oaks Trail. In Largo, 13508 Indian Oaks Trail in Largo. This property is 3-bedroom, 3-bath, $449,000. We just got our 1 or 2 pictures up there right now. It's got a pool in the back. Just a gorgeous opportunity here, close to the beach. I mean, you are literally 5 to 10 minutes from the beaches, and it's an opportunity to really enjoy the best of South Florida living, Tampa Bay living here in the best Tri-City area in the United States, Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, Palm Harbor, of course. Also got a great property on the river in River Hills. This one's up in Temple Terrace, close to USF, right on the river. I grew up on the river in South Florida, and I tell you, being on the river in the Tampa Bay area is a great opportunity as well. I'm part of Freedom Boat Club, so I go out and hit the waterways. But this one's on River Hills, and this property in River Hills is it's a large home. It's got a lot of bedrooms. You got beautiful photography from Fabre Frameworks, the official photographer of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Updated, partially updated kitchen, just gorgeous views of Tampa Bay here from this new listing of ours on River Hills in Tampa Bay. Just a great opportunity to own a piece of paradise here in Tampa Bay.
Sun is shining, the weather is sweet.
And And this segment is brought to you by Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Brothers Easy Moving, they do a great job on all of their local or long-distance moves, and I can tell you from first-hand experience that they are a first-class organization. And I've sat down with Gary Thacker multiple times. I had his team come over, 6 young men, 2 trucks. They did a great job moving us to our new home. They wrapped the furniture. They were always very pleasant. Mr. Rhymes, where would you like this place? Mr. Rhymes says, this go upstairs. And they do a great job. They are among the best reviewed movers in Tampa Bay as well. On Google, they hold a 4.6 rating, the highest in the Tampa Bay area. A rating on the Better Business Bureau and Angie's List, 4.5 rating on Yelp, and they've also won the Super Service Award multiple times. Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Now, give them a call. Tell them that the Real Estate Quarterback sent you, and talk to them about that, and let them know that you have special offers and incentives that you are looking for by reaching out. All right, we're here in studio helping you win. That is our number one goal. We have a good feel-good story coming up for you as well. 7-Eleven owner catches a shoplifter, and instead of calling 911, he asked him why. So our feel-good story of the day is an interesting twist on that scenario. All right, let's jump into it. We got Chuck Peterson in the house. Decades of knowledge around the construction industry, roofing.
Making me sound pretty old, brother.
Well, hey, you're bringing the knowledge, though, man.
Yeah,
you got
wisdom
the knowledge.
and all that, right?
Yeah.
Wisdom is that moving just like roofing. I'm glad you said they had young men, because it's a young man's sport, that both these operations. So
that's right.
Us guys with wisdom, we just have to sit back and watch. That's all we can do.
Yeah, man. Well, you're the quarterback on the team, right?
Well, I'm the coach.
Okay, you're the coach. Okay, all right.
Maybe even a GM. Well, I'm pretty far from the field these days.
There you go. There you go. But you have the knowledge of how to be on the hands-on side of it as well.
Yep.
So that's an important piece. So you brought some pictures today too, I guess.
I did. Yeah. You know, we've talked several times in the past about the solar coming into Florida more and more as it goes, and of course, last year it started to really go because a lot of folks got, Tesla started bringing the solar name again out into the public view.
Yep.
And so we have a product called Decatech that's made by GAF, which is our roofing manufacturer that we use.
Yeah.
And as you can see these pictures here, it just literally sits right on the deck of your roof. You don't punch through the shingles, you don't punch through the metal. There's no stands or racks or anything else.
Wow.
It sits on your roof just like a skylight would.
Yeah.
We shingle around it, and the installation is pretty easy. I mean, we take the roof off just like we would when we were putting your shingles on.
Yep.
And then we put down an extra fire retardant peel and stick layer down, and then the panels, they piece together, as you can see in this picture, which is hard for our radio guys to see, but the WeBeam TV guys are going to see.
Yeah.
They piece the panels together in big, long rows.
Yeah.
They all hook up, but with very simple installation. And when it's done, it's spectacular.
That's pretty awesome.
And the great thing really about this product is it's the highest level panels that are out there, the highest efficiency panels. Let's put it that way. There are 350 panels, 350 kilowatt panels. They make a little heavier ones. I mean, a little stronger ones, but these are the most efficient ones in the market. And then if we put them on your shingle roof, and you get that 50-year warranty that we always talk about with GAF. They actually warranty the solar panels to be 25 years against anything.
Wow.
So you get a golden pledge warranty for your shingles and your solar panels, all included in one, backed by GAF, not by Suncoast, the biggest manufacturer out there. And so it covers you. Plus, you get this year, you still get the 30% tax break for your solar panel.
Yeah.
So this is the last year, unless Congress renews it, which I would guess that they probably will, but it's set to go down as of 2020. But 2019, you can still take 30% of the installation purchase costs straight off your taxes.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
That's a huge number, man. And then you're basically have your power locked in at a set amount because you're paying for power off the solar panels, not off the utility company.
Right.
And for as long as you're living there, really. I mean, the panels are good for 30, 40 years, really.
Yeah, and if you don't have the power locked in like that, you can count on one thing, it's going to go up.
Every year.
It's going to increase.
I don't think anybody would argue that number.
That's right.
Some years more than others.
Yep. Especially with the big investment that the I can't remember if it's Duke or Tico. They made a big investment into the solar. They bought their own solar field,
right?
Which is kind of crazy when you think about what they did. Is they wanted to capture, I guess, some public PR, but in my opinion, this is strictly my opinion, that they would use arable farmland to plant all these, to put a huge solar field.
Yeah.
Where are we going to build houses? Where are we going to grow the, crops?
Yeah.
And then they're going to pass that along. The big point, the punchline is you're going to pay for it.
Well, they're trying to move away from the coal-fired plants to the more solar and wind and all that generated, as far as power generation goes, even. So, I mean, those companies are moving. I mean, that's really a right direction to move. It might be maybe not the spot you want it to be, but we would rather have them putting solar panels out and wind farms out than you'd have them digging up coal and burning coal.
Sure.
For the planet.
Right.
And they know that's a short-term idea as far as the solar goes. They know, the coal goes. Yep. They know that's coming to an end, and so they're buying all these big. Duke's bought 20 freaking solar companies and wind farm companies, just so they can have the access to the power,
right,
to resell. I mean, they're going to do the same thing that you and I could do.
Yep.
So they're going to generate the power through solar and then sell it to us, where we could generate it through solar for ourselves.
That's right.
Suncoast
Roofing, longtime friend of the program here, GAF Master Elite certified.
Yep.
And they when they put the product on, they're guaranteed by, backed by GAF, is the parent company that produces a lot of the materials. 50-year warranty on a roof. That's hard to beat. Can't be beat.
No.
And reach out to the Consumer Quarterback Show for more details on that. More from Chuck Peterson here coming up on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Connor Keller, Insect IQ as well, here in studio. When we come back, more from our expert contributors and our feel-good story of the day coming up. 7-Eleven owner catches a shoplifter. Instead of calling 911, he asks him why. Right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, everybody. I'm Forbes Riley, celebrity TV fitness host and creator of The Spin Gym. I'm here today with Brandon Rhymes, and you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Great ways to get happy, healthy, and wealthy.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by TrueLeaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We'd love to help you whether you're buying, selling, or investing. We got a great team of agents here at Platinum MVP team. My wife and I own and operate that business together. We've got 10 agents on our team, and we're really growing, helping a lot of families with their real estate needs. We'd love to help you as well. ConsumerQB.com is our website, and the real estate company is PlatinumMVPTeam.com. PlatinumMVPTeam.com. I want to let you know about a hot listing on the beach. This is Coronado Drive, 207 Coronado Drive on Clearwater Beach, the number one beach in the world, and it just voted again by another one of the voting sources there. 207 Coronado Drive, Clearwater. Now, this is a great opportunity. Look at the view there over the beaches. You've got Clearwater, the Wyndham Grand right there. The Hyatt is adjacent to it. This is a great opportunity to build a beautiful property, renovate the current property that's in place. But 207 Coronado Drive, great real estate opportunity. $3.5 million price tag on it. Owners motivated, looking for offers. 207 Coronado Drive, Clearwater, a great commercial real estate listing from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. 7424 4th Street North in St. Petersburg. Now, this is another commercial opportunity that we have. Gas station, corner lot with a gas station. It's got a 3 different bays on site, so light mechanical servicing there as well. And you also have the mini mart as well, so 2 restrooms on site. 7424 4th Street North, large corner lot, lots of traffic coming by as well. Great opportunity here and beautiful Tampa Bay hot real estate listings from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, let's jump right into it. We got Connor Keller in the house, and Connor, always enjoy the conversation because you bring again decades of experience to the. Sorry to date you there, guys, but it's important when you think about you're bringing in these types of services to homeowners, to their homes, and to have the knowledge that you have, the all Florida honeybee removal as well, doing that in a environmentally safe way, safe for the environment, safe for the animals. You guys do a great job.
Let's just say I have job security in Florida.
There you go.
There's plenty of pests, plenty of wild animals, plenty of honeybees. And that's an interesting fact, too. You hear a lot on the news about bee health and bee population declines. And,
right.
Even as far as the bees are disappearing and we're all going to die. The truth is, we need honeybees, just like you were talking about taking care of nature and taking care of the environment. We're all stewards of the environment, and it's how we interact with it. How we interact with the animals, the things that we put into it as humans, whether it be waste or garbage or chemicals. And that's where responsibility and doing the right thing comes in. Yeah. And then we take it a step further as a pest control company. Obviously, we work with hazardous materials all day. And a lot pest control in general, we've gone to integrated pest management where really the last thing we do is apply pesticides. We're looking at the environment. We're looking at the structure. We're looking at the type of pests that are present or may be present. We're looking at the cultural practices of the homeowner or business and addressing all of those items before applying any pesticides. And that's just a good example of being a good steward of the environment.
Yeah.
But honeybees, let's talk about that. We touched on that in the beginning. That's really taking up most of my time these days. Bees are swarming, populations are growing. We're removing honeybees from structures all over the state of Florida. This has probably been the best year in honeybee removals that we've had in a decade. Wow. So that's speaking something of honeybee populations. One thing worth pointing out when you hear about bee health, they're strictly talking about managed bees. That would be honeybees on a farm or in an apiary. They don't even count the wild or feral honeybees that I deal with day in and day out, which essentially they're a honeybee colony that swarmed from a managed colony, went out into nature, started their own nest, swarmed from there, and they become feral or wild animals. Same thing as a pig or a dog or anything like that.
Yep.
That happening has actually been beneficial, in my opinion, to our honeybee populations because they're mixing with other species of honeybees, like Africanized honeybees, which have always been perceived as a public safety issue, and they are. Trust me, I know that firsthand.
You
They
been
hurt.
stung a time or
Yeah,
two?
just two, maybe 3 times.
Yeah.
But the benefit of Africanized honeybees is they swarm multiple times of year. So if something happens to the health of the bee populations, that natural reproductive cycle being amplified like that versus maybe 1 or 2 times a year for traditional European honeybee populations, you have more opportunity to bounce back. If
Interesting.
That makes sense.
Yeah. If you just joined us, Brandon Rhymes here. We're talking with Connor Keller, insectiq.com, allfloridabeeremoval.com as well. And Connor, some interesting stories when you think about, what we've talked about on the show here before, with just different, everything from rodents to, even, we talked about alligators here on the show.
Bats been keeping us very busy.
Bats are the big one. Yep.
Yesterday was the last day this year until fall that you can commercially do something about bats. They're federally protected all summer long because they're breeding and reproducing right now.
Wow.
So we had to seesaw abatement work yesterday, April 15th, and then August 15th, I believe you can start back up again. Now you can still do exclusion to your house. So if you have a bat colony in your house and you know exactly where they're at, you can go around and seal everything else up so they don't continue to populate and move around your house. So you have less of a problem in the fall to address, if that makes sense. And we offer that. We offer free inspections during the summer. So even if you have bats now and you think there's nothing that can be done, we can do something and then address the actual bat population in the fall when it becomes federally legal to do so.
Yeah, and you brought up a great point. I think as a homeowner, you got to protect your assets, and we've talked in the past about bundling up.
Yes, definitely, and that's a new marketing service, and we've figured out recently through analyzation that we can offer our customers about a 20 to 25% savings by bundling service. That's huge. You know, when you look at saving 20% on anything these days, our taxes just went up. Yeah. I'm constantly reminded every time I buy something that I'm paying 8.5% sales tax now.
Yeah, and we
really
voted it on ourselves, allegedly.
I didn't
apparently.
vote for it. I don't know about you, but I didn't vote for that.
Right.
But anyway,
it's crazy.
Don't get me started about taxes. Let's spend the whole show talking about that.
Yeah, I got you, man.
So, but we take things like termite protection, pest management, and we can bundle those together. You pay me a low down payment and then a low monthly payment, and we provide all of these services to you. So it's one less thing you have to worry about.
Yeah,
it's much easier billing. You have one company that's taking care of everything, so you don't have to figure out who does my lawn, who does my house, who does my termites. You just pick up the phone and call, and we'll take care of everything. So that's the major benefit of bundling your services.
Yeah, I like that. We personally did that, my wife and I, and one of the things I like about it as well is that the last time when the tech came over, he had one of those extendable
Websters, we call it, right?
Yeah, they come out and you also knock down the existing.
Sure, that's a value-added service that we provide every time we come out. Of course, we're going to thoroughly inspect the property, but we sweep the windows, doors, and soffits for spider webs and wasp nests. That's still something you see every day you come home. It's unsightly. Yep. There can be a safety issue with the paper wasp. They are an aggressive stinging insect, so there's value there to do that. But it also allows us to do a thorough inspection, 4-dimensional inspection to the property, so we can figure out what else needs to be done.
Yeah, I like that. And sometimes it's just seasonal. Sometimes you just, like we were talking about before the show with my property on the lake, there's midges and some of these animals or these insect populations, it's just so seasonal. And I've been told when the wind's blowing a certain way on that lake, there's no avoiding it.
You probably can use some bats at your house.
Right.
Naturally take care of all of that.
Yeah.
So.
Just not in your roof.
Right.
There you go.
Your roof. Hopefully that's all sealed up nice and tight. But that's an example of, again, integrated pest management is looking at situations like that. We can spray all the chemicals in the world, but it's just not even really putting a dent on it.
Yeah.
So what else could we do? I mean, one, understanding the insect and their biology and behavior and knowing that the problem will resolve itself within a month or so and the seasons change.
Right.
But two, there's some biological controls like putting a bat house up in your yard. If you have a mosquito problem, changing the way you water your lawn, if you're having a lot of weeds, these are all cultural or physical things that you can change without applying any types of herbicides or pesticides. And, that's what I love to talk to customers about. And, just a phone call or email away to any of the listeners of the show. I'd be happy to come out and meet with them and discuss these things in person anytime.
Yeah, great idea to bundle up, utilize those services, have your homes protected. think twice before you do it yourself. The DIY problems we've seen, family have literally killed themselves. You know, I guess the father put the sprinkled granules underneath the home. The rain hit, it counteracted with the chemical. You know, it put the fumes up into the house. The whole family died.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of stuff can happen.
There's just some things that you should leave to a professional. Just like roofing, you probably don't want to put a new roof on yourself. You're opening yourself up for a nightmare.
Yeah.
You really, I mean, some basic pest management, people can do it, but to do it right and to take care of your family, your health, your property, that's when you want to seek professional help.
Absolutely. Reach out to the show, 813-670-7372. That's our consumer advocate hotline, or consumerqb.com, your number one resource, real estate, credit, finance, estate plans, tax plans, home services of all types, health, nutrition, restaurant experts, so many different ways we can help you. Consumerqb.com. And we'll be right back after this short break. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a short time out, and more from our expert contributors, as well as this story about a 7-Eleven owner who catches a shoplifter, right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by True Leaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Want to help you win in any marketplace. And this segment is brought to you by the Bilmar Beach Resort, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Is the Bilmar Beach Resort over on beautiful Treasure Island, Florida, filled with fantastic and generous amenities to make your vacation that much more special. The Bilmar Beach Resort has been one of the most sought-after destinations in the Treasure Island area for many years, and it's a great place to go hang out. They got 2 pools on site, a large beach. You got Sloppy Joe's beach bar there and restaurant on site. Check out the Bilmar Beach Resort. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Give Clyde Smith the call. He's the general manager over there at the Bilmar Beach Resort, and let him know you heard about him here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, back here in studio, we got Connor Keller in the house, Insect IQ, and Chuck Peterson, Suncoast Roofing, here in studio. And before we jump back into this great content, got a couple of hot listings to let you know about here. I got vacant land for sale here in Tampa Bay as well, 1401 Seminole Boulevard. This is a 0.82 acre lot, corner lot in Seminole. This is a great opportunity, 1401 Seminole Boulevard. Now, this property actually in Largo. It's a corner lot, great opportunity for development, all types of retail, restaurant, goods and services, medical, office. Great opportunities here. 200 feet of frontage on Seminole Boulevard as well. Great real estate opportunity here in Tampa Bay. 19029 U.S. Highway 19. This is a nice condo that we have just for an entry-level style condo. Building number 6, unit 19. It's 19029 U.S. Highway 19 North. Now, this property, it's just a nice little 2-bedroom, 2-bath property, active and lively community, fishing from the community pier, lots to bring, lots of opportunities, world-famous Clearwater Beach around the corner, as well as 20 minutes to the airport. A couple of hot real estate property listings, PlatinumMVPTeam.com.
Sun is shining, the weather is sweet.
All right, back here in studio, hoping you win. We got Chuck Peterson in the house. Chuck Peterson, Suncoast Roofing, and consumer advocate advice. It seems like we talk about some of these unscrupulous contractors out there.
Right.
They're out there. They're preying on these people that don't understand what they don't know, like we had said.
Right.
But don't give them a big chunk of money. Let's talk them through that again, because last week was a good reminder. For
last
people.
week we talked about especially. Seeing it again firsthand, working up in the Panhandle, where contractors come to the house and they, we'll help you, sign this, and this, and pay us 50% of your money up front. Mm-hmm. And the homeowners, sometimes just in a rush, and sometimes, because they're just trying to get the thing done, they'll hand that money over. And then you will never see them again. Try to call them, can't get hold of them, keep saying they'll come next week, week after that, and eventually they just never show up.
Change their phone number.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Run away from it.
Yeah. And, and a lot of it happens, of course, right after a storm. The storm chasers come in and, like we were talking about last week, we had one street where they had 10 tarps, tarped 10 houses, and they took $5,000 a house.
Wow.
It's down payment to do the roofs, and then never came back.
Wow.
So those guys made $50,000 tarping 10 houses, never to be seen again.
Wow.
And that's just unfortunate. But, like we've talked about on the show a lot of times, the homeowner has to take a little bit of time. You don't have to sign anything that day, that second, and if you do, you need to figure out who am I dealing with, so there's avenues to do that. You can go online and check, you can call and check, you can call your municipality, you can call the state, you can go online to the state, see if they're licensed, see if they're, licensed in that municipality, if they're licensed close by. You can check reviews, of course, but that's not necessarily the best end all be all. But, if they're licensed in the state to do that work, and they do something like that, then you have something to go to. You have the Department of Licensing and Business Professionals.
The DBPR.
Right. Yep. That you can go to that can track people down. May or may not recover your money, but at least you can get after somebody. Yeah. But if they're not, you literally have no way. I mean, you're literally
Yeah.
You just handed that money out the door.
There's no recourse.
None.
And you can't chase them down even if you knew who they were. A lot of times it's such a small amount of money. You get an attorney, then you spend as much
more than that, right?
to go chase it.
Yeah. So it's disheartening when, we go in behind somebody like that. It makes, roofers look really bad, and it gets a bad name.
Yep.
Or the guys that go in there and, hey, we'll do it for next to nothing, and they do a next to nothing job, and, and then you're going behind them and you're charging the people we got to tear off what they just did. You just paid $8,000 to get this done, and it's going to cost you $12 to fix it. You know, because you didn't check on who it was. They failed their inspections, and now you can't find them.
Wow. Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but it happens.
Yeah, it does.
And people just need to be aware that that's not how the industry works these days any longer. I mean, and it's, like we've talked about, we take $500 or $1,000 down, and that's all we take for any roof, anytime.
Now that was surprising to me when I heard that last week.
Yeah, and like I said, if it's a tile or a metal roof, there's a provision in there where we start the job and order that material because it's custom to your house. We'll take a draw at that point. Mm-hmm. But by that point, we've already got contracts, permits. We've seen you 3 or 4 times. You know what's coming. You've dealt with our production folks. Mm-hmm. It's not like you're going writing a check to somebody that you're not sure they're going to be around.
Right.
So
that's
there's
important.
Yeah, very. So we just wouldn't operate the way that a lot of these do. And I will say that most of the top tier guys in the state operate the same way we do. Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's awesome. We're talking with Chuck Peterson, Suncoast Roofing, here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Now, Chuck, talk me through this other situation that comes up when storms roll through, this assignment of benefits.
Okay. The assignments of benefits, the AOB as everybody calls it, it allows you to sign to your contractor the benefits for the piece of work that they're going to do on your house. So our AOB is specific to the roof, the fascia, the gutters, and the soffit. So if we're going to do work on that, it gives us the right to go to your insurance company and deal directly with your insurance company to get the number that they should be paying you to get all the work done. Because otherwise the insurance company is going to pay you what they deem to be a good number, whether it's good or not.
Right.
And it allows us to get paid, and it allows the homeowner to get the products that they're supposed to have. And people were like, well, hey, we're going to sign our benefits away. We'll never see it. No, the check comes with your name on it, our name on it, and probably your mortgage company's name on it 9 out of 10 times.
Wow.
So even though we do all the work for the insurance to make sure that the money is the right amount,
right,
it doesn't come to us. They don't send us a check and never to be seen again. That's not how the insurance industry operates or the contracting industry operates. So the check comes with 2 to 3 parties on it, so you know what it is. Your part of the deal is you have to pay your deductible, or at least the portion of it that attaches to the roof. Right. Because the insurance statute that you sign your insurance contract says you'll pay the deductible, and they pay the balance. Okay. So we're trying to make sure that the number covers everything it's supposed to cover.
Makes sense.
9 times out of 10 it doesn't, and it's a lot of times it's just because, say, in the Panhandle where the hurricanes came, the adjusters that they brought in, they're from Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, right? The rules are completely different there than they are here. I mean, they don't have the wind loads we have. They don't have the requirements. The manufacturer specs that are required in the state of Florida are much stricter than everywhere else. Okay. And so when the adjuster comes out and he writes up your scope of loss for what they're going to pay line item, he doesn't include everything that's required in the state of Florida half the time, and he doesn't require anything that's needed to make sure the roof meets code in the state of Florida. So that's where you have your contractor, whether it's us as a roofer or a framer or somebody, a big ticket item. You don't need it for a gutter guy, but if you had a tree fall in your house, right, your contractor knows what needs to be done to bring that up to the codes in Florida. Right. Right. So if he gets an AOB, he gets it for all the framing and the sheeting of the roof and put it back together. And then we come in and do the roof bar. So it's the same difference. The AOB can be very specific, just like ours, or it can be, you can hand it over to a general contractor and say, hey, do it all. Right. And it covers everything. Yeah. But it's, it has a really bad name because there's quite a few of, there's 1,000 lawsuits from the mold remediation guys back 5, 6, 8 years ago where they did AOBs and they really screwed the pooch.
Yep.
And took a lot of money from a lot of people and didn't do the right things. But it is a vehicle that allows us to help the homeowner get what's needed. Otherwise, the homeowner ends up getting $8,000 for their $10,000 roof.
Right.
And then they're paying the difference after they've already paid their deductible because you can't put the roof on what has to be done by the state of Florida for the number that they were given.
That's right.
And so their choice at that point in time is to go to an attorney to sue the insurance company over $2,000, maybe a public adjuster if somebody can help.
Yep.
So it's really a vehicle that helps us to make sure that they get what they're supposed to get.
Yes. And again, it goes back to the original decision of making sure that contractor, that general contractor or roofing company that you choose is a reputable source, a reputable one. And you can verify that with the DBPR, the Department of Business Professional Relations.
And we've got guys in-house who do nothing but the insurance work. So, I mean, we have 3 guys, and that's all they do all day long for people across the state. So,
excellent.
We're doing a bunch of hailstorm stuff that came in 2 weeks ago in Melbourne Beach and Merritt Island and all that. So
Suncoast Roofing, best in the business. Chuck Peterson, longtime friend of the program here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. More from our expert contributors, Connor Keller, coming up as well. Stay with us right here when we come back right after this short break. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by True Leaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. This segment is brought to you by WholeBodyFuel.com. The official meal delivery service of the Consumer Quarterback Show is WholeBodyFuel.com. wholebodyfuel.com. Chef prepared, convenient, healthy, organic, delivered directly to your home or office. Wholebodyfuel.com. Excellent food. Chef Brian Adamo and his team, Kevin, they do a great job. They're involved in philanthropic endeavors as well here in Tampa Bay. Wholebodyfuel.com. Check them out online. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. I've got an event coming up next month we'll let you know about here. This one's May 20th. Become a Better Agent. I'm going to be speaking at this event talking about branding and negotiation. Excited about this. It's a really cool time to talk about that. And at the Greater Tampa Area Association of Realtors on the 20th of May, 1 to 5 o'clock. And I'm going to be speaking as a keynote at this event. My wife, Lindsay, is also talking about feng shui. She's a feng shui consultant as well. So become a better agent. BABA 31 is the event. It's coming up on May 20th. All right, back here in studio, hoping you win. Every day, we're going to tell you something positive in our Feel Good segment of the day and giving you a positivity injection here.
Tell me something good.
All right, so a 7-Eleven owner catches a shoplifter, and instead of calling the cops, he asks him why. He says in Toledo, Ohio, he gave a hungry shoplifting teen food instead of calling the cops. So store owner Jay Singh says he was alerted by an employee about suspicious person pocketing items. After watching the camera, Singh decided to approach the man and ask him why he was stealing. He said, "I'm hungry. I'm stealing for myself and my younger brother." I said, "You need food? I will give you food. That's not a problem." So he did, filling a bag with food for free, waving off the 911 call. Singh said there was no point to getting the young thief arrested. He's a kid, and he's going to have a record on his jail as a thief, on his record. And he said he cannot be anything in life. He will have a hard time getting a job. It will not solve his hunger problem. So across the counter, Cedric Bishop was a witness. He thought that he saw was amazing, so he shared it on Facebook. He was quoted as saying he went and started pulling chicken drummies, sausage rolls, and whole pizza and gave him a 2-liter bottle. Wrote Bishop, "I thought it was an amazing thing that the owner did. I was so touched. I gave the young man $10. Some of the people just need to know that someone cares. Just thought I'd share this with you. Have a blessed night." Cool story.
Yeah.
Feel good story there.
Yeah.
The young man was stealing, and the owner, instead of doing the traditional call the cops, he says, "Hey, let's do a generous act of kindness here." That's what we talk about a lot here on the show, obviously, on our Consumer Quarterback Show.
Much better for the young man than getting 911 and running down the street.
Yeah.
Who knows what happens after that, right?
Yeah, man. Could have fines and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so let's jump into our lightning round here.
The lightning round.
I am so good at lightning rounds.
I majored in lightning.
Connor Keller, share with us some. You brought some videos as well.
I did. I just brought some cool videos of some honeybee removals that I've been doing recently, and most of them have been Africanized and very aggressive. So just be careful out there if you have stinging insects on your property. Your traditional bottle wasp freeze probably is not going to work, and you're just going to get hurt. You can find us on the internet at allfloridabeeremoval.com, of course insectiq.com, or call my office at 855-930-2847 statewide, and we'll take care of that for you.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
I
Cool
want to hear
videos.
about the bee, where we're transporting them to, relocating them.
Yeah,
Right.
relocation.
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, basically that's in Odessa off of Tarpon Springs, and I think we have a couple dozen colonies there now. We're splitting them now into additional colonies. But anything that we can find that's relocatable, it's new, it's not locked into a tree, or the structure itself, we can get to most of the nest. Generally, we can take the majority of that colony, requeen it, and start a new colony with it.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So you had mentioned when you have two separate colonies, do they stay within that colony? They won't fly over to this one and do
No,
stuff
not at
over
all.
there?
And actually,
Wow.
that's why you have guard bees at the entrances, to keep other worker bees from other colonies coming in and robbing their resources.
That's crazy, isn't
Man,
it, Chuck?
that's Game of Thorns still, right?
yeah.
Game of Thorns. I like that. That's a good point.
That's funny.
You cannot come and get our honey, by God.
Yeah, that's funny.
And actually, it's the oldest bees, the bees that are closest to death, that go out and do the most dangerous job, which is foraging for food. And really, they live about 3-4 weeks, and then the queen's constantly laying new brood, new eggs, and it's pretty fascinating. Individually, honeybees are defenseless, but as a colony, they're very resourceful and the most successful invasive species ever introduced to North America.
Wow.
Well, and it's
interesting.
It's amazing to me that you can have 10 different colonies, like side by side in the same spot.
Yeah, it's, as long as they're not there's enough resources. That's the big thing. But they will not intermingle, and they're independent to the queen itself.
Wow, that's interesting.
Very.
And do you find, do they create a different variation of honey?
Yeah, so that all depends on what they're foraging in, and that's why you get citrus blossom honey up in the Panhandle. You get the tupelo honey; it's a wildflower that grows up there. You can get wildflower honey. Citrus blossom's my favorite. I think blueberry is really good, but the wildflower's not for me. It tends to be not as sweet. The other thing is, if you're worried about allergies with honey, you want to find and purchase raw, unfiltered, unpasteurized honey. Most of the honey you buy at the grocery store, at the very least, has been filtered, but most of it's been cooked or pasteurized, so it takes all the natural enzymes and benefits out of it.
Yeah. Why do they do that? Just so it
For your
lasts
protection.
longer?
It's a food. There's foodborne illness just like anything else. I always use the analogy. It's like seeing a brand new submarine sandwich in the dumpster. It's in its wrapper. It looks perfect. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to take it out and eat it, because you don't know where it's been, who's been in it, and what's it made out of. So.
Yeah. Interesting. Connor Keller, insectiq.com, and lightning round tips. Chuck Peterson, top tips, nuggets of advice.
Ours is going to go back to please do some consumer research.
Yep.
And make sure you're dealing with a reputable company, whether it's roofing or any other piece of construction that you deal with.
Yeah.
Just make sure, just check them out, qualify them, do a little bit of research.
Now, Chuck, this roof here, is that
we can do that.
That's a commercial. That's a big scope of a project right there.
It's a flat deck, but yeah, we can do that. We just did one, probably not quite that big in Merritt Island, over on the East Coast.
Wow.
We did 11 buildings, 11 stories tall, over in Cocoa Beach with tile, so it's taller than that. We just finished University Village here in town. It was a 7-figure job.
Wow.
It was flat on the top like that.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah.
So what are they doing on those types of roofs there, that flat roof?
It's a product called TPO. It's a thermoplastic membrane. If you drove around and you saw the top of Walmart or Home Depot or something like that, it's the white membrane that's on there. They make it for a residential, application these days, and that's what we use on top of there.
So that flat roof is it's going to sit for a little bit until it. Oh, so you pitch it?
Yeah, we pitch it. So that one up there, if we redid it, we would put a pitch on it. And it's required these days to have a pitch. So that one would get a pitch from middle to the out.
Yes.
So the water does not sit on a flat deck anymore.
Right. Awesome.
Which has clearly been a bad idea since the beginning of time.
Yeah. Yeah. when they first came out, the 70s or 80s or something.
And you were like, come on, guys. Surely the architects can figure out that's not even a good idea.
Yeah,
but
that's right. All right, back to Connor Keller. Give us some more nuggets of advice here, Connor.
I want to touch on something with these solar panels we've been talking about. We talked about it during the break, but there's some benefits of using that flat deck-mounted panel versus a raised rack. The biggest thing, besides going through attaching it to the deck of the roof and having water incursion, is animals. It's a perfect harborage area for pigeons. I've done a lot of pigeon work around solar panels where, one, we have to remove the nesting material, the eggs, all their feces damage the panels themselves and the roof for that matter. So you have to deal with all of that, but then exclude it so another animal will not come back in and use that. All of that's eliminated with that flat deck solar panel that we were looking at before.
Interesting.
Pretty neat stuff.
Solar is a way of the future. You look at it. I meant to ask you, Chuck, do they have financing on that?
They do.
Okay.
Yeah, it's different financing for different areas where you live. A lot of that PACE financing that we've talked about in the past, which is gone through it goes through the municipalities. It's attached to your property tax bill.
That's right.
So you pay it over time.
The tax bill. Yep.
Yeah,
It's the preferred alternative clean energy.
Yeah, and I mean, and it's their financing is very, very favorable for a homeowner. So it's not everywhere, but the places they are, it's a really good financing item. So I mean, you just call one of our offices and they can tell you in about 2 minutes if you're in one of those areas.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it works. Plus, they'll finance the rest of the roof and anything else that you do if you do it all at one time.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
some really good financing.
Cool. Hey, great stuff. Chuck Peterson, Suncoast Roofing, 50-year warranty on all of their residential builds. Yep, absolutely. And you've got the 50-year warranty backed by GAF, which is a huge company, national company.
The largest U.S. manufacturer of shingles, but also the biggest in the world.
So not going anywhere.
No.
Connor
They've been
Keller,
around for 100
Insect
years.
IQ as well. Insect IQ, all Florida honeybee removal as well. Great show today. Thanks so much for bringing all the knowledge for our listeners out there, our consumers. Thanks for watching our TV show on WeBeam TV, as well as Apple, Amazon, Roku, Sony. A lot of other outlets, 90-plus outlets that we have here with the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we want you to please go out there, consider committing a random act of kindness, pack up some food or clothing, carry it with you to and from your commute, hand it to that person that you see in need. Be a force for good in the community. Do something kind for one another, and continue to follow us, of course, online at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram and Twitter, Consumer Quarterback Show pages on Facebook and LinkedIn. We'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.
Are you a real estate agent looking to take your business to the next level and supercharge your marketing? Hi, I'm Brandon Rhymes, owner of Platinum MVP Realty and host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, syndicated radio and TV show talk program on iHeartRadio, 1025 The Bone, daily 5 o'clock drive time on 1380 The Biz, and our TV show is on WeBeam TV. We're looking for real estate agents that want to join our team and supercharge their marketing utilizing some of our innovative strategies. We utilize the Real Geeks platform, Facebook marketing, internet marketing, and a lot of the traditional methods as well. Postcard mailers mailed for you, postage, signage, business cards, all paid for by the company. Aggressive real estate splits and ways to help you win in any marketplace. We need you to go out, take applications, and work our plethora of leads that we're generating on a daily basis. Reach out by clicking the form below, and we'd love to have a confidential interview with you.